Hey, CRE 101 students. I want to wish you good evening, and I wanted to talk to you about a few things that you need to know whenever you write an essay for me, and you'll be writing two for me, a short essay on 10 Little Indians, 3 to 5 pages, and a long essay, 5 to 7 pages, on the novel Luna. There are three general ways that good readers respond to text. One of them is text to self. Now, you relate anything you read to your own life experience. And that's just what good readers do automatically. We tend to think, hey, how does this affect my life? What do I remember from my own experience when I think about reading this book or set of stories? And usually it's the first thing that comes to our minds. Now, sometimes text to self may be too personal to share, maybe a little too painful. So then we go to something called text to text responses. And text to text means that you relate it to another book, another movie you've seen, a story, anything, an article, what have you, that you've read or you've seen. And you say, this particular book reminds me of something I read recently. Okay. So I know a lot of people who've read Luna relate a text to text to if the movie The Fault in Our Stars or the book The Fault in Our Stars as well. And it's very interesting to see how the characters struggle with their own identities in both books, even though one's clearly about gender identity and the other is about identity and sense of self. And the third thing we do is something called text to world response, which means something that's going on in the world today. Well, there's a little bit going on with COVID-19 and everything else that's going on, right? So if something in a book or a story reminds you, like in Sherman Alexi's Can I Get a Witness, I made that text to world response to 9/11 because I was a New Yorker at 9/11. And on September 11, 2001, I and many of my colleagues got to empty out a school of 2,800 students and usher students to safety. There is nothing in the manual for that one. And yes, text to world does make me think of those particular things whenever I read a book or a story. So if you're ever stuck when you're writing an essay of, geez, I don't know what to write, you can always fall back on these three things. And a couple of other tips I can give you for essay writing for me, well, details from the book prove to me that you've read it. Prove it, prove it, prove it. And specific details from the book or stories prove that to me. Now, if someone says to me, gee, Steve, I can't do 3 pages on 10 Little Indians, frequently, 90% of the time, it's because they don't have any details from the book, or in some cases, they haven't read it. And that happens. And I always say, I hate to say it, but read the book. Read the bloody book. That's what they're there for. It's a reading class. It's even got reading in the title. I'm not kidding. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to really think about those textual responses and making those details from the books really come alive in your writing. Alrighty? So now that you've got this video and what have you, to get you started on those at least responses, the next one I'm going to do for you is on the portfolio in a separate video because I like to be all my videos to be less than 4 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm always an email away. Take care.